If you're looking to improve your aim, then make sure to check out Control Freak and use the code OGXRAYZ to get 10% off all the products. Link in the description below. Yo guys, what's up? It's XRAYZ. Welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Mostly video, we're going to be talking about Modern Warfare, but you know, we got some Blackout gameplay in the background, and it's actually a pretty fun win. I had a lot of fun playing some Alcatraz Portal and ended up clutching up and getting the win. But anyways, today I wanted to talk about censorship and specifically Modern Warfare. So I've started seeing that. So the other day, basically, I guess we'll start here. I made a video talking about censorship and how the studio heads over at Infinity Ward, that there was a rumor recently that came out that they were going to be toning down and censoring their game a little bit more because they wanted to not offend people, or I don't really know exactly what the wording was. But apparently it was a PR rep who told some people from, I think it was either Kotaku or some other, you know, media outlet that, you know, something that they saw in a previous build, you know, it was like certain lines and certain scenes that they had decided to remove that line and also remove that scene in question, that it was foreshadowing, because they wanted to make sure they weren't crossing the line. And so I think a lot of us took this as, well, you know, they're censoring themselves because they don't want to offend anyone, or maybe they just don't want to push it to the limit where people are going to be incredibly offended. And a lot of YouTubers honestly did run with it and start saying that the media was forcing Call of Duty Modern Warfare to be censored. Now, it's not just that. It wasn't just that, you know, the PR rep from Activision was like, we're going to censor it and we're going to tone it down. But it was other articles like IGN's that they posted with the reaction to Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And for you guys that don't know, they actually had a behind closed door event, which is basically an event where they show media people some gameplay and stuff for games. This happens for a lot of different games. I know they did one for the Avengers game, and they actually ended up leaking some of that gameplay, which was actually kind of hilarious. The fact that someone in that room would actually record and release it is insane. It's mind-boggling. But, you know, it's supposed to be like an early preview, not meant for the public. It's just to gauge the idea, you know, basically the reaction of people and get their idea and feedback without it being exposed to everyone else. You know, if something isn't ready to be seen yet, then they don't want the general public to see it because they don't want them to have a consensus and think this game is going to be bad because of a pre-alpha version of a game. And, you know, that's exactly what Taylor Kurosaki was saying about Call of Duty Modern Warfare, that it is currently in a pre-alpha. So they're still ironing out stuff. There's still missions that they could remove. There's still like cutscenes that they could remove, lines and stuff like that they could remove. They're still basically feeling their way through what exactly they want to tell with Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and they want to make sure that they're telling the right story. And so they had this behind the closed door event, and you know, a lot of media people were there, and they got to react to this and check out that campaign mission that we were talking about, like some of those controversial ones. And in that article that they posted, IGN, they said that they were divided. Some of them thought it was amazing and it's going to be a significant moment for Call of Duty, and it's going to be like a breaking point and it's going to tell a story. The other half was saying that they were worried that maybe they were pushing it too far. And so I think that what happened was that we as content creators, as YouTubers, maybe took that, mixed it with that whole message that was given that, you know, Taylor Kurosaki and the narrative people over at Infinity Ward were toning it down because they were being told by the media that this is too much, this is borderline, you need to be removing this. And so I think that, and this was honestly our own fault, and I'll take, you know, responsibility for that too. Luckily, when I made my video about censorship, I talked about after the fact and what Taylor had said about the direction that they were going in, and that they were pressured to censor, that they were merely trying to find their way, you know, trying to guide their way through and make a game that they wanted to make, and that they were still ironing out details. And, you know, that's understandable. But a lot of other YouTubers, prior to this statement being made by Infinity Ward, were saying that the media was basically forcing Activision and Infinity Ward to tone down their game because it was controversial and they were divided and they felt it was going too far. And so, you know, what ended up happening was a lot of YouTubers started mixing stuff together as opposed to seeing it differently. And, you know, it happens, you know, we're such big fans of Call of Duty that sometimes we're blinded to stuff and we see red and we just go at it. We start attacking and we go away and we get hot-headed and we don't really analyze stuff. And so people started combining the fact that there was this reaction from, you know, the media saying that this was going to be a very divisive game, that it was going to be borderline, it was going to be walking on a knife's edge. And then also that news came out that, you know, the PR rep had said that they were toning down and removing some stuff from the game, and people connected the dots, and they didn't necessarily weren't connected. It was like, oh, the media reacted this way, and whoa, suddenly Activision is trying to tone it down, when it was actually completely not related. It was like the media reacted and they posted their reaction to it, and then Activision had mentioned that they were removing stuff at or before the time that these reactions came out. So is it possible still that maybe the reaction that they got was too divisive and a little bit too much for them, and they were like, yeah, maybe we pushed it too far and maybe they're going to tone it down? But, you know, that's not necessarily censorship. Censorship would be if they were straight up told that they can't post that and that it's too radical and that, you know, it shouldn't be in the game and they're going to get bad coverage. I think it's mostly just them walking on a very fine line and realizing, you know, maybe this isn't the reaction we wanted, and, you know, trying to tone it down or change it or remove it. So you could say it's censorship, but at the same time, no one is forcing them to do it. They, of their own volition, actually want to tone it down and remove some stuff because they felt like it wasn't working with the story that they were trying to tell. So I actually saw on Twitter today when I was at work, I wasn't able to save the tweet because it was just kind of popping up on my timeline on Twitter. But it was like around 6 a.m., 7 a.m. I looked at my phone and someone was like, you know, these YouTubers need to take responsibility and need to be held accountable for spreading lies. And I'm even seeing this on Twitter, like people replying to Charlie Mtel and be like, you need to put a statement saying that no one is censoring anyone because YouTubers are going crazy and saying that the game is being censored. And so when I was seeing that at first, I was like, this guy's stuck up. You know, who does he think he is, saying that YouTubers need to be held accountable? Because, and you know, a lot of media outlets say a bunch of crap. They say a bunch of lies. They give fake scores, and, you know, just, not everyone has the same thought. You know, not everyone has the same train of thought, the same ideas, the same ideals, the same morals. And so because of that, not everyone, not one person can speak for everyone. You know, that's why we have so many extreme point of views, and we have so many different differences in opinion. And so is it true that, you know, there's media outlets out there that might have a differing opinion that is a little extreme, and, you know, maybe they don't get the mindset of another one, or maybe even the majority? Yeah, you know, so I always feel like with YouTube, yeah, you're kind of reporting what you've heard, but you're also giving your opinion, and there's nothing wrong with giving an opinion. But at the same time, we do need to kind of be held accountable if we're spreading a whole bunch of propaganda out there and, you know, trying to manipulate, or I mean, maybe we're just misinformed. You know, maybe a lot of YouTubers were misinformed. And like I said, I think they connected dots that weren't really there to be connected, and they took the whole reaction from the media combined with the fact that Activision was saying, yeah, we're gonna remove some stuff as a form of censorship, and they kind of said, you know, the media is doing this, they're trying to ruin the game, they're trying to stop this massive creation of controversy. But I don't think it's that. I think that Activision saw that they were kind of borderline gray area, and they were like, well, we didn't get the reaction we wanted, we're probably going to tone it down. It wasn't that they were being forced to be like, you can't do this isn't the story, it's not right, it's too controversial. I don't think it was that. I think that it was them gauging the reaction that they got, whether it was at the studio or behind the closed doors event that they had, and we're like, yeah, probably gonna, you know, remove some stuff and, you know, tell our story and not just try to be extreme for the sense of, or, you know, for the sake of being extreme. So I just wanted to talk about that because I think it's true. I think YouTubers should be responsible and make sure they get the right information. You know, sometimes we start spreading rumors and stuff like that that isn't true or that isn't 100% clear. That's why usually when I try to report on stuff, I try to be, you know, as clear as I can and also give the benefit of the doubt. You know, I'm not just reporting stuff as gospel. It's not the truth. I'm just saying this is what, you know, was heard, or even after the fact, I'll cover stuff after the fact to make sure that all the details and stuff came out, and then I'll report on it. So, you know, if you were a YouTuber who posted saying like they're trying to censor, I don't think it's that they're trying to censor anything. I think that it's just like Taylor said, they're working on their game. They're seeing what works, what doesn't work. It's a process, and, you know, they might cut a whole bunch of stuff. That's why you see movies have deleted scenes. You know, they have stuff that was in the movie originally, and they decided, probably decided, and then they decided that it probably wasn't going to fit with the overall theme, or maybe it just wasn't working with the story, or maybe it just did nothing for the story, and they removed it. And sure, you can still see those as deleted scenes, but you probably won't see that in video games. In video games, you rarely see stuff like that, but same process as if movies or anything, like even music and stuff. If you're going along and you're making it and it doesn't work and it doesn't mesh and it doesn't fit, you remove it, and that's that. I don't think it's censorship. I just think it's Infinity Ward discovering what it is they're trying to say. And who knows, maybe that stuff will end up later on. But, you know, I think that's just them gauging what they're doing, seeing what's working, and you know, trying to get the reaction that they want, and not some crazy reaction they weren't expecting or don't want from their game. So that's what I think it was. You know, at first I was heated. I was like, who's this guy to say that YouTubers can't make videos like this? Because I feel like a lot of YouTubers give their own opinion, and they're just talking about what they see and their interpretation. And, you know, sometimes we're wrong. Sometimes we interpret stuff wrong. And, you know, at that point, it's our responsibility to make sure we're not pushing the same narrative over and over. And if we're wrong, make a follow-up video. And if not a video, then a statement or do something. You know, if we're misinformed, then let's correct ourselves. And, you know, just like anyone, if they're misinformed that they said something, they'll come out and they'll say, hey, I was wrong, or, you know, maybe it's not what I thought it was. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. If you did, drop a like on the video, guys. It's super appreciated, incredibly helpful. And if you are new to the channel, if you want to see even more videos like these, I'm gonna have a ton more coming, so make sure you guys are subscribed and have those notifications on so you don't miss a single upload here on the channel. If you guys want to support the channel directly, you guys can do so by checking out my channel memberships. You get access to early content, exclusive videos, special badges, and a whole bunch more. So go ahead and check that out, only if you are willing and able to. And the last but not least, if you guys want to talk about anything, Twitter is literally the best place to do it. I'm constantly talking over there, so if you want to see what I'm up to, want to talk, or just see news and stuff that's coming out, then give me a follow over there. Link down in the description below. You guys have an awesome day. Take care. I'm out. Peace.
Big move, man. Big move.
Mission area secure. Good work.